Thank you everyone for joining in. The webinar will begin shortly. Good evening to one and all, and welcome to today's episode of Power Series. Today, we have with us our CEO and founder, Dr. Mohit Batra, and our Chief Investment Officer, Mr. Sunil Damania. You could today drop in all your questions or any doubts that you have related to Markets Mojo or the current market situation in the chat box, and our panelists would answer them. They will also explain on how Markets Mojo will help you with your investment strategies. Over to you, Mr. Mohit and Sunil.
Thanks a lot, Adrian. Very good evening to all of you. It's a lovely weekend. I think all of your portfolios are doing well, if I were to see. But having said that, we will still take up all your questions today regarding any kind of an investment query that you have. It can be related to any stock. It can be related to any sector. It can be related to your allocations. It can be related to your concerns on the market. Today, we will go with a little different format. I have always had the dream that I should finish at least one webinar by taking as many questions or taking 100% of questions. So just before Sunil, we were preparing for this webinar. Surprising to tell you that we have to prepare for every webinar. But when we were doing that, we said that why don't we today do a format of rapid fire, which is fast answers, right? So you will ask us as many questions. Our objective is to make sure that we pick up as many answers as possible. So we will today follow a very rapid fire answering scheme. Let's see how it goes so that we can pick up as many questions as possible. My investor friends, the objective with which we come here on a daily basis in front of you is to handhold you. There is a huge influx of new investors. There's huge influx of the new investors who are coming into the market that is happening in these days. And our job, which we have taken as a job away from the whole market, whatever the market is doing, is to make sure that we educate our investors. We make sure that they're on the right track. And our sole responsibility is to make sure that everybody who's a part of Markets Mojo professional family ends up making much more than what the market has to offer. When I'm saying the market, I'm not just talking about the index. I'm also talking about their investments in mutual funds or in any other PMS or their own investments. Our job is only one, which is how do we outperform and at the same time stay core to our philosophy of being as conservative as possible to ensure that the loss of wealth is as minimal, But having said that, in times that we can figure out that the wealth has to grow, it grows faster than anybody else in this whole country. So that is the objective with which we come in front of you. With that, we will start. But before we start, I have this announcement that we've been saying that we are going to close this offer soon, which is a special offer that we are currently offering on the site. As you know, the 2-year pricing on the site is around 40,000. We are giving it out only for 19,999. Right? This is for 2 years. This only doesn't have the mutual fund section in it. Apart from that, it has got the stock score, the Mojo stocks, the top stocks, model portfolios, portfolio optimizer. For any of your broking portfolios, you can upload and we'll advise you on your wealth. Whether you have 1 lakh or whether you have 100 crores, it doesn't matter. The package cost doesn't matter. It remains the same. The only difference in our approach, whereas with various other people's approach, is that one unique feature, which is we give you time to extend as much as possible. If you guys know, over the last 3 months, we've increased the prices 3 times. This price, 19,999, is the old price that we are offering as a special cost because a lot of investors got missed out. I would just quickly repeat out here that the upcoming technical product, which you guys are all waiting, which is, as I've already told you, is around 3 to 4 weeks away, which will be priced separately at 10,000 rupees a year, is a part of 19,999. So you guys will get that also free, because that is additional cost of 20,000 that will come in out there. These are series of technical products. Single advisory page per user is free. Mojo Television is what we are launching, which is a subscription-based television, but that will only be applicable for Mojo professional users, and that will also be free as a part of this package. And obviously, till the time you're a member, all the innovations will be free and part of this. You can extend this multiple times, as you guys know. Before we start today, I had a very interesting conversation. I was in MCA club at BKC. I was taking some interviews, and I met up with Joseph. And the first thing that he said, Mohit, I'm 2036. So I took time to understand what he was trying to say. And he's our member till 2036. And he said that I have only one request, that I need to be a part of the HNI product. And I said that I'll definitely consider that. And obviously he cajoled me and took my mobile number out and took it. But it was so heartwarming to meet up with you, Joseph, if you're on this call. It's great to meet you investors. And I'm sure that moving forward, once the scenario opens up, we'll be in face-to-face with you guys much often than what we're doing these webinars. So that is my utmost heartfelt, urge, is to sit in front of you and guide you personally one by one, rather than, do it with thousands on this webinar call. So with that, these links are not available anywhere. Adrian, I request you to put up these links, because we'll close these offers soon. Make sure that you extend as much as you can before we close these out. With that, we will start our rapid fire round. Adrian, you have to be quick and clear. And Sunil and me are here to go. Adrian has really started slow.
You're on mute.
No, 1 second. Yeah, Mr. Jayakrishnan GK, he's asking is what is exactly the technical product, and will Mohit and Sunil explain the key features that we can expect in it?
Technical product is under development. Technical product, I think the first thing that we're doing is creating a swing trading kind of a product. It will be a target price-based product with a stop loss. So that is as simple as that: buy and hold till the time the target price gets hit, and sell if there's a stop loss that gets hit. We want to be as correct on the target price as possible. So it's not an intraday. It is not a one-day product. It is not buy today, sell tomorrow. It is not BTST. It is just a technical call that we are taking on a stock. We will be taking the technical call on all 4,000 stocks, and we'll be telling you the best chance of the stocks to what are the stocks where the best chance of hitting the target price is, what is the margin in between that. So that is the first launch that we're doing. After that, obviously, there are a series of other products that we'll do, including FNOs, including derivative-based products. But having said that, the philosophy is very simple. Look for returns which are as less on risk as possible. So we will not be a buy this today and sell this today kind of a thing. we will be on a target price where we are 100% sure or close to 80-90% sure that we will hit the target price. So it will be a product that you will really like. I hope we are still some process away in terms of testing the finalities of the product, and that is the reason we are making it double short before we launch it to you guys.
Okay, there's a request for Mr. Mohit. So, as per what you told about the meet with the guy in BKC, so there are a few investors like Dharmendra, Joseph, and Satish. He's asking that even I have taken membership till 2035. Can I become an HNI member?
Yes, sir, you can. I think the first question that came on this particular call. See, I'll tell you what. There is the only exception that we have the HNI product is that the only dream that I have is that HNIs to bane hue. We have to make investors as HNI. That is the dream with which we are going to launch that particular product. So we will give all of you guys an opportunity to be a part of it. The only reason we are limiting that number initially is because of our physical bandwidth. Because we do not at start, Sunil and me don't want to compromise on our quality output and interaction with you guys, because we will be wanting to do one-on-one reviews with you on a quarterly or a semi-annual basis, which is sit across the table and talk to you, even if it takes 2 hours, but have a discussion with you, talk to you about all the wealth that you have, not just with Markets Mojo, but all the wealth that you have and what we can do to plan that out better. So there is a capacity issue. As I told you, I was at BKC only for hiring today. So we are hiring a team. So we will increase the number of people that we can onboard, but initially it will be restricted. But as I told you, our dream is to make sure that we have investors who want to become HNIs and who become HNIs. My dream is not to make super rich, super richer. My dream is to make average investors rich and then super richer. So there is a cadre below that we will go to make sure that we onboard. So don't worry. And these are customized portfolios that we will launch. So every investor will have a unique portfolio depending on the need. So we will launch this. We are now, I know that the first query that came on this call was that you were to do the launch today. Yes, you're right. We were to do the launch today. We also decided to do the launch tomorrow, but we are not fully ready. So we are doing this big launch of the HNI product this Sunday, because Sunday is our superpower series where the whole management will come. And we will launch this product or pre-launch this product where we'll start taking the bookings on this Sunday onwards. A lot of people, you have already sent us bookings. We have already taken that into account, and we will come out with a list, and you will get a mail next week itself saying that you guys have been enrolled into the HNI program. But before that, I think you should always look at the proposition and then decide. So Sunday is when we are presenting the proposition at 7 p.m.
Okay, there are a few investors who are asking also about the price for the HNI product.
Wait till Sunday. Sunday is not too far away, it's just 3 days away now. So just give us some time, and we will come and clear out all your doubts.
Okay. There's a suggestion from Dr. Sanjay Tiwari to Mr. Sunil. Can you send some pointers which you mentioned in today's webinar at 2:30 p.m. about the exit strategy? Being a doctor, I could only listen intermittently between my patients. So can you send? It's a suggestion by Mr. Sanjay, Dr. Sanjay.
Sure, we will try to send you, sir, some of the pointers. We definitely, and please request him for sharing his email ID.
Yeah.
It is a special case, we'll definitely do that. But sir, very happy to know that you are basically listening our webinar, and at the same time, we are treating your patient. I hope not, it doesn't come at the cost of the quality of treatment you give it to your to your patient. And thanks a lot, sir. It's nice to hear that you are listening to our webinar. We'll definitely do that, sir.
Okay, there's one more question for Mr. Sunil itself. Can you tell me the reason why did Tata stocks rally today?
I don't know very specifically why they read it. I think Tata Motors read it because of their numbers for the JLR and this. So that could be, and one reason is that they might take over the plant of Ford, which is closing down. So that's one news. Titan went up for the very simple reason because the number that they came out for September in terms of the volume has been very, very pleasant. So not only Titan went up, even Kalyan Jewellers went up because there was an expectation that jewelry sale will not be so good. And when they declared the numbers, they came out much, much better than what market was expecting. And that's one of them. Remember, Titan is our Mojo stock, almost up by 11 or 12%. And in such a large cap company to go up by 11, 12% is a very, very heartening to have that kind of a movement in a large cap companies. So these two specific reasons why Tata Group companies did well. So I think Tata still did not move as much as what would have loved to do it. Tata Steel long products was approximately I think 2.5% kind of a stuff. But that's the reason why Tata Steel or Tata Titan went up and Tata Motors went up. That's the two specific reasons. I'm not aware about any other reason that pulled up other Tata stocks.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Manoj Singh. Which investment strategy is good after creating model portfolio? Is it add cash or add investment? Add investment is on the generated model portfolio, and add cash is on executed stocks. So according to you, which is best?
No, add cash and add investment in the model portfolio, there are only one option, add cash. There is nothing called add investment. Okay. So in your own portfolio that you are talking about, you can do that add investment kind of a stuff. But model portfolio, you have only one option, sir.
Okay. There's this question there's a suggestion from Mr. Nirman Saraf. He had attended yesterday's webinar as well. Today, on the auspicious day of Navratri, I created my first model portfolio. I felt very happy about it being associated with Markets Mojo. Kindly guide me. How should I change the rates of the stocks which I've already brought today?
So that you can change in your, it's not possible to change in model portfolio, but you can create another portfolio on our website, put the name of the company and the price at which you bought, and then you can start keeping a track of that. That's the way you can do that.
Sunil, I'm really ashamed. This is a commitment that I had given to users that in a week's time, I'll get this sorted out. I assure you, give me a week's time, I'll sort this out. I really apologize that this has slipped my mind completely. I will make sure that the edit option of prices of stock is available to you before next Saturday. And I'll make sure that I put all my might behind it to get it delivered. I'm really sorry for this, guys.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Saurav Verma to Mr. Mohit. Can you share your views on Granules India? Will API companies benefit from China disruption?
I have an expert sitting here, Mr. Damania.
So I think what has happened, many of these API companies do face a problem because of input cost prices also going up. Am I right? Because they do get a lot of raw material coming from China, and if China is going to get slowed down, there are no production available, there are logistic related costs. It can impact their input costs, and they may not be able to pass on that 100% cost to the end customers. So yes, on one hand, you can see the brighter side, and at the same time, there is also a issue on the input cost pressure. As far as our score of Markets Mojo is concerned in Granules India, it's a hold. It has underperformed significantly for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, YTD and 1 year. So normally we keep telling you people, okay, whenever the score is 60 or close to 60, and if the script is falling, I think it's a good time to exit from that company. So Granules India, I would suggest that you can make an exit from this.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Pankaj. What all will be the benefits and features for HNI? As I'm subscribed to Markets Mojo to 2035 and Infinup for the next 5 years. I'm waiting for the Infinup to launch completely and to add an Australia exchange, as he's from Melbourne. Please pick up my question, Mr.
Yeah,
Mohit.
for Australia, I think you asked this question a couple of times, and Australia is something that is getting added as we are talking. The benefit of HNI product is to personalized portfolio and personalized attention. We would want to give personalized attention. We are dealing with thousands and thousands of investors on this webinar, and we miss out. So a lot of investors need personal handholding. This is a service which is specifically targeted for them. And also the portfolio is a high risk, high return portfolio that we will be deciding. And hence the pre-requirement is something that you need to have a long-term view and you need to have a reasonable view on the market so that we can manage those expectations. But it is basically personalized advisory and personalized attention through which we are launching the HNI product. We'll be launching the first product right now and then a series of products coming forward.
Okay.
So that is the whole, product.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Amol Chopra. I've seen many other investors also asking the same question. Can I extend the same membership for the next 10 to 15 years using the same link? Or is there any other plan which I have to use?
No, you can take the 19,999 plan. It is a 2-year plan. You can buy it 5 times and your membership will get extended by 10 years. It's an excellent idea that you're following because for 10 years, you're locking the price. There will not be any price increase for you till the time your subscription is lasting. The price increase only happens in between when we increase the price and then you don't have a subscription or a subscription is ending. But if you take a 19,999, you can buy it 5 times to make it a 10-year membership.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Sankalp to Sunil sir. I am a paid Mojo subscriber. Want to know your views about IRCTC. It has seen a tremendous rally in the recent days. Is it a bubble? Besides your model portfolio, I am also invested in IRCTC and therefore seek your valuable opinion.
So this IRCTC has been coming up very often to me, and I always suggest please continue to hold. Our sports is hold. Its script is going up. We cannot say it's a bubble for the very simple. It's a company owned by Government of India, and normally you don't see this kind of a bubble happening with the government-owned company, because normally bubble happens when the promoters are a party to it, and we cannot say that Government of India can be party to any kind of a bubble. So you please continue to hold this company. As long as the company is moving up, please continue to hold. Don't lock in your profit. That's what my advice to you.
Okay. There's this very interesting question from Dr. Jay. Hi, sir. As a doctor, I know my risk tolerance while treating patients. What is the risk tolerance in stock market and how can I figure out what mine is? Please advise me on the same.
So your risk tolerance should be that you are willing to take at least 40 to 50% a drawdown in your portfolio. What I mean to say in a simpler terms is that if you have invested 10 lakhs, you should mentally be prepared that my portfolio can go down to as low as 5 lakhs. Okay, because there are no one can predict black swan event, something like Corona. In 1 month, we saw the Sensex index going down by as high as 50%. Am I right? No one basically could predict that there could be a global financial crisis in 2008. So this kind of an event, you should be mentally be prepared for that and expect at least 50%, near about 50% drawdown on your portfolio.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Amol Chopra. What's your take on Page Industries right now? Is it still rated? Because it is still rated at 71.
So yes, Page Industry is a buy on our system, but it's not a Mojo stock. And today the split did go up substantially. But so is the case with some of our Mojo stock from the same industries like Dollar Industries or the Lux Industries. So yes, it's a buy right now, but it's not a Mojo stock.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Deepal. I've already taken the Markets Mojo membership. Can I convert my past subscription without mutual fund? Is it possible right now?
No, that's not a possibility. If we do that, we'll have huge amount of exceptions because, there have been like we've given a lot of offers right from 7,000 to 14,000 to 19,000 to 24,000 to 19. So we can't do that kind of an exception. But don't worry, I'm sure you will sooner or later use the mutual fund section once the model portfolios are out.
Okay. There's another question from Mr. Amol Chopra. He is from the US. I really need the webinar recording to watch at a convenient time because I live in US, so it does not match with my timings. So it's a request to the Markets Mojo team if you can do something like that.
Yeah, we are planning to do something. We are launching, as I told you and committed to you last time as well, we are launching Mojo TV, the Mojo television, where you will be able to hear recordings of your choice. We'll tell you which were the recordings that are working, which are the webinars that had the highest attendance, where we have spoken about stocks. So there'll be a lot of filters, but we are launching a very, very big feature, Mojo Television. Obviously, that will be free for all the paid users who already have a subscription. So Mojo Television is something that will get launched very soon.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Jitendra. I am an Infinub member. Will I be getting Infinub related webinars in the near future? Rapid fire and all of that.
Sorry, say that again, please.
No. There's this question from Mr. Jitendra. I'm an Infinub member till 2030. Can I get webinars only specific to Infinub or the global market?
Yes, you can get that. We have not yet started that series, but as soon as we start that series, absolutely. Yes, why not?
Okay, there are a few questions from the investors regarding the Infinub membership. Is it okay that I can send the same link to my son who is currently studying in the US? Or is it only valid for Indian users?
No, you can send it to your son. You have an option of paying in dollars or in INR. You can absolutely send it to your son. I'm going to take up a question from Darshit. I'm an Infinub investor till 2029. Day before yesterday, I received a call to sell Adobe in one of my model portfolios, and I took the action. However, on website, still the stock exists in my model portfolio. Darshit, I will get this checked and get back to you. Adrian, take this request and please send it to Karan ASAP.
Okay.
Which company is this, Mohit is saying?
Adobe.
Okay.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Singh. Please inform whether I should get invested in Laurus Lab and GSPL.
So Laurus Lab, we moved out of Laurus Lab. We recommended as a stock of the month, and we believe that going forward, the company may not be able to play out the strategy the way they basically discuss about it. Basically, going away moving away from the antiretroviral API and the formulation, and somehow we are getting the feeling that company may not be able to do that very quickly. And at the same time, the ARV business, that is antiretroviral business, has a very limited kind of a margin. So the growth going forward will not be so strong. So we advise to book profit almost at 30-35% to the investors on as far as Laurus Lab is concerned. The other company that we are talking about, GSPL, Gujarat State Petronet, it continues to remain a mojo stock. You can continue to remain invested in Gujarat State Petronet.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Shukla. Can you suggest about a stock named Coal India? Can you give your suggestions of your views?
Coal India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what has happened? Coal India has been one of the worst performer for 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, 2 years, so on and so forth. What has happened, because there's a coal shortage in the world, there's a coal shortage in India, and due to that, this company started doing well in last 1.5 months. Today, the company basically is a buy in our system, but it's not a mojo stock. So right now, if you have already bought it, Coal India, you can continue to hold, but fresh buy at this point of time is not recommended. Why? Because it's not a mojo stock.
Okay, there are a few questions on the IPO, on the Aditya Birla AMC, which is upcoming right now. It's just soon going to be listed. So there are many questions on that. What is your take on IPO? Because as per investors, they are saying that Markets Mojo, there's nowhere a section for IPO, upcoming IPOs or something of that sort. So they wanted to know about that. Are you a person who will invest in an IPO? Or what is your take on it?
No, so I think as far as this IPO is concerned, you talk about this Aditya Birla AMC. I think we need to wait and watch what price it get listed, and then. But I think it's a very good franchisee that Aditya Birla has been able to create. In fact, if you look at it, Aditya Birla Capital is the only business which is doing extremely well. Like if you look at Aditya Birla Capital, do have an NBFC. I think it's not doing so well. They have a life insurance doing okay. They have a non-life business that's not doing so much. But Aditya Birla AMC has done extremely well. Second thing, they're little focused in terms of their the equity portion of the business. That is good. Even if you look at their the market cap to the assets that they manage, I think it's reasonably priced. Now it's all depend upon what price Aditya Birla AMC get listed. And then we need to wait and watch what needs to be done with that company. But as a business franchise, as a mutual fund, as a business, I think the prospects are extremely good. And that should play out well for the Aditya Birla AMC. As far as IPOs are concerned on Markets Mojo, we don't rate that because for the very simple reason, we use 4 dots: quality, valuation, recent quarterly financial performance, and the technical. And we will not be able to compute technical because we don't have a price history. And recent quarterly financial performance because there's no quarterly numbers available. So we don't rate that. But of course, having said that, our team is looking into how to rate IPO going forward despite this kind of a handicap that we do. So we are working on that. We are just trying to work out a model which can help us to rate even the IPO before they get listed. So it's a work in progress, but I will not like to give you any timeline because we are busy with some other project as we speak to you.
Okay, there's this question from Mr.
I'll take Ajay's question. Ajay has written on many stocks which are making 52-week high. I've noticed that the new high price doesn't get updated under the tab for stock info. Ajay, I've just sent the request to the team. We just look at it and we will correct it ASAP if that is happening.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Kevin Patrav to you, Mr. Mohit. Based on the past experiences, Sunil had predicted a downfall or a correction of the market by around 25 to 30%. Do you share the similar view, Mohit?
Neither Sunil shares that view nor I share that view. Please, I'll tell you something. There is a difference in predicting. There is a difference in saying that the market can. Now, the thing is, when Sunil is trying to say that the market, I said, I think this was a big dispute, Sunil, in between you and me, because I said that I think the market can go down by 10-15% because I don't see anything majorly wrong, but I see higher valuations. And, looking at where the forwards are and the mean averages are, I think we are a little overpriced. I think a day before that, Sunil had said that the market may correct till around 25%. So this is not something which is a prediction, guys. This is not something which is something we know, or we are saying that this will happen. I have no clue. Frankly, we don't have a clue in terms of what is going to happen. We're just saying that the market looks overpriced. There are some local and global factors that are playing out. We will keep you posted on how we are seeing the market, but it is just about a guesstimate that we are taking. There is no firm view on this of 15% or 5% or 20%. For all you know, as soon as the results are out, the market may touch another high. So there is nothing that can be said about the markets.
Okay, there's this question from Mr.
I
Prasad.
think Sunil wants to add something.
Yeah. Just 1 second. I think what we have stated, and very loud and clear. Number one, we stated we don't know when that will happen. Number one. Number two, it can happen. And if that happens, that will make market healthy. So my request to all of you that when we say, you look at in the context in which we are saying, somehow people would basically pick up only the portion that suits them, and then basically miss the context, then the purpose will not get said. Again, I'm repeating for the benefit of everyone. Number one, we never said that it will happen today, tomorrow, 1 month, 3 months down the line. Number one. Number two, as and when that will happen, that will make market healthy. And hence, you should not panic in this market and basically saying, oh, market is going to correct, let me go out of that. That's basically what the essence of that basically have said. And I'm again repeating for the sake of everyone.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Amol Chopra. I'm currently not getting any alerts on sell or additions in Infinop. Can you please check that?
Okay, we'll have that checked out.
Okay, there's this question from Mr.
Liju has asked something which is, can you pick my previous question? I think he's asked 2-3 times. I want to know if there is data to show how many times you went right or wrong in declaring sell calls. Like you declared sell call on Balakrishna Industries that has actually went up. So, sir, every call we can do right, then, trust me, we would be in a different space altogether. We are humans. There are calls that we'll take which will go right. There are calls that we take which will go wrong. It is only about how many times you're going right and how many times you're going wrong. And just to show you some data, I will just again, I think a lot of old investors have seen this data, but I will again try and show you this data in quickly so that you are with me. This is a presentation that I did the other day. I hope that has that data. Yeah. So this is the data that you want to look at. On strong buys, our compounding over the last 5 years is around 85% of those, 85% annualized returns, right? And our success rate is 80%, 20% of the time we go wrong. In strong sells, you've asked, the rate is -7%. So we've gone right whenever we've given, majority of the time we've gone right whenever we've given the call on sell and strong sell. If you see sell is 13%, benchmark is 15%. The success rate on strong sells is way higher, 80%, and sell is 60%. Buy is 70%, and the strong buys is 80%. What it tells you is that the highest success rate sits when we say something is a strong buy and when we say something is a strong sell. The second level is a buy, and then it is sell. So, and the market average for guys who you don't know, two differences. Market averages are at around 40%. We are in the range of around 70 to 80% here. And our coverage is all listed stocks rather than, the brokers who typically cover 150 to 200 stocks.
Okay. There's this question.
I think also we need to understand that when we recommend an exit from a stock, we also advise you new stock, am I right? And then you need to look at, if you made an exit from Balakrishna Industries, you book profit, you must have been advised another company. And did that company did better than Balakrishna Industries or not? And if the answer is right, then you have been better off by getting out Balakrishna Industries, am I right? So what you need to look at that way also, if you look at last 3 months, the Balakrishna Industries underperformed, isn't it? And the reason why we advise you to get out of this because of the wrong assets allocation that company is going to do. It's basically putting more and more money into carbon black business, which looks good at this point of time, but Going forward, it will not. So a company which is in a high branded, high margin business going into a low margin commodity business, eventually that strategy will not play out. And that's the reason. So there are two things which we did that. First, we asked you to get out of Balkistan and advise you another company, which must have done better than Balkistan does. And second thing, we had a strong reasoning why we advise you to exit from that. But as Mohit rightly said, we cannot be right every time. Okay, there will be sometimes we would be wrong, and you have to accept that fact.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Prasad. Deepak Nitrite score is around 90 for quite a time now, but it is still not a mojo stock. Meanwhile, it has also moved up tremendously. What is stopping it from being a mojo stock? Please advise, Mr. Sunil.
Yes, so your question is very valid, and this question has come up a couple of times also. So reason why we have our investment committee is looking into the kind of product that what we call Deepak Nitrite is making. Now, what has happened, there is a sudden spot in some of the product that Deepak Nitrite is making. We are just trying to understand whether these products that company is manufacturing, basically, will that price will get sustained, because there is a more of a spot. Is it a spot which is a temporary, or the spot that we are seeing in the prices of products that Deepak Nitrite is making is a permanent? And that's the reason we have still not added Deepak Nitrite as a mojo stock. Remember, Deepak Nitrite was recommended by Markets Mojo in April or May 2020. Till last couple of months back, we were holding this company in our model portfolio as a mojo stock, and we advised you to book profit, substantial book profit in Deepak Nitrite. Our investment committee is looking into it and will soon take a call on that Deepak Nitrite.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Amit Chenoy. How is the valuation calculated for mojo stocks? Some stocks are overvalued, some are attractive valuation. What's the comparison parameter for valuation to decide what is overvalued or what is undervalued?
So we use a very simple parameter, sir. We look at return on equity of a company, and based on the return on equity, what should be the price to book value of the company. So we don't look at a PE ratio to decide whether this company deserves to be, the valuation is low or high. So first thing, we look at return on equity, and based on the return on equity, what should be the price to book value. If the price to book value is lower than what it should be commanding, then the valuation becomes attractive. If the price to book value is higher than what it should be, then it becomes a valuation becomes expensive or very expensive. Having said that, we also look at whether there is a sector premium that is commanding at this point of time, what historically that company used to command on similar kind of ROE versus price to book value. We also look at PEG, that is price to earning growth ratio. And last but not the least, within the valuation parameter, we look at dividend yield. If any company having more than 50% dividend yield, more than 50% of the 10-year GSEC of India, then that company can eligible for the one grade notch up in the valuation. Just to give an example, suppose dividend right now 10-year GSEC bond in India is near about 6.5%, then 50% of that is 3.25%. So any company having a dividend yield more than 3.25% is eligible within the valuation dot one grade up. That does not make that high dividend yield company can become a buy. Now coming back to your question about within the mojo stock, some companies are buy, some with a very expensive valuation. Sir, our mojo stock is not only a function of valuation, it's a function of four dots: quality, valuation, recent quarterly financial performance, and the technical. Based on this four dots, we derive a score of the company. If the score of that company is above 70, then that company can become a mojo stock, provided if it is a large cap company, then it has to be in top 20 score in that large cap category. If it is a mid cap, then in top 20 in that mid cap category, and the small cap, and so on and so forth. Over and above that, if that condition gets satisfied, it will go to our investment committee. Our investment committee will take a decision whether this company deserves to be a part of a mojo stock. Two things our investment committee will look into: business case and the corporate governance issue. I hope that makes it very clear cut.
Okay, I'd like to take 2-3 questions. Manoj, sorry, I'm a bit surprised that you mean every year the average returns was 85% on strong buys. Not every year, Manoj. I said annualized, right? So you take years it is lower, some year it is higher. It is annualized. It's not average. It is not every year that 85% is maintained. The other is Saurav Verma. Thank you so much for your compliments. You've written a long set, heartwarming. Thank you so much. There is a lot of request on the multi-bagger list. I would suggest, guys, use the feedback section, because here let's address things which are more pertinent to your investments. So there is a feedback link out there. I have already told Ansha to send out multi-bagger video again to you guys so that you can look at that again. So in any case, anybody wants that multi-bagger presentation of mine, please write to that feedback thing and we will set that out. Right. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, there's this question from Mr. Varun Vijay. Sir, thank you so much for hosting this webinar. Sir, what is your take on Vedanta, Hindalco, and Tata Power stocks? Still the momentum there as per the China policy.
I think Hindalco and Vedanta are our mojo stock. Tata Power is not a mojo stock. But someone had asked me a couple of days back about Tata Power. I said you continue to hold if you already bought it, because the momentum is there. See, prices of aluminum is going 13 years high, and they will get the maximum benefit, Hindalco as well as Vedanta, in terms of the rise in the price of aluminum. And of course, Vedanta has also gone on the record that they are also looking at some of the acquisition from the PSU pack. So please go ahead and buy Vedanta and Hindalco. Tata Power, you can continue to hold.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Rajesh. It's for Mohit, sir. I have an aggressive model portfolio. Can I invest monthly savings in mutual fund SIP or in model portfolio? Please advise for current market situation. My investment horizon is long term and I have no liabilities right now.
Yeah, if you are of that profile, I would suggest that yes, you can invest as and when the money is available. I've also done a webinar day before yesterday where I spoke about the investment strategy that one can adopt. You can also look for a little bit of a dip in the market when the market is corrected 2, 3, 4%. I actually gave a allocation formula out every 5% of how much you should be allocating. So if you are somebody who's trying to enter now in the market, this is may not be the right time to invest a lump sum amount in the market. You can start with a 20, 30% and then upscale it in the next 2, 3 months. I think the next result season will be a very critical one to see how corporate India performs under the given set of environment that we are in. So I would say that over the next 3 months, we'll also have a very clear view about the China issue, the power issue, various other things that are happening. So I would say stagger it over the next 3 months. But if you are somebody who has availability and who has no liabilities and he wants to invest for long term, exactly like me, I may have liabilities, but my objective is to invest every month. And I've always advocated that part, that please invest every month without looking at the market, because the effect of compounding, when you see after 10 years, you will forget which month was the market down by 2% or 3% when you invested. Sunil is somebody who doesn't look at portfolios for a month or 2 months, right? I am also the same profile. I don't look at it on a month or 2 months, and we advise exactly the same that we do. So if you have a long-term view, it doesn't matter the market corrects 5%, 10%, 15%, because you're investing over a period of time. Aapka averaging hote jayega, upward, downward, sab kuch hote jayega if you're a long-term investor, right? But of people who are inclined to invest now or start investing with us now, I would say that put your 20, 30% right now, and over the next 3, 4 months, then get allocated fully.
Okay.
अरे एटीएन एक कोई गौरव करके पूछ रहे हैं कि वो हिंदी में सवाल आप क्यों नहीं ले रहे हो, तो उनका कोई सवाल है प्लीज ले लीजिए.
देखता हूं. There's this question from Mr. Vishal Bhatia. Hi Mohit, by which tentative date option trading service will be launched, and will it be a part of the same Mojo Professional membership, or
Yes.
will I have to pay an extra amount over there?
No, you don't. If you are a member, you don't have to pay anything extra on the technical product. Option trading is something that is our phase 2 plan. So I would say in a quarter, which is 3 months from today, we should be able to launch something like that. But yes, if you are a subscriber at that point in time, you don't have to pay anything extra.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Supratim. It is a question for Mr. Sunil. Based on the Mojo stock recommendation, I brought Mastech and Mindtree around 6 to 7 months back, and now both have rallied sharply and given me amazing returns. What are can you share your views on near and future term prospect of both companies, or can I go ahead and sell them? Thank you.
No, please don't get out of both Mastech and Mindtree this question, because you people think that, if I made 50% is good, or if I made 100% good. No, don't give that kind of a. We believe that both Mastech and Mindtree will have a lot of potential to give capital appreciation. Please continue to hold. In fact, they continue to be our Mojo stock. We see a lot of growth prospects. Tomorrow, TCS is going to declare numbers, and we'll get an idea how IT sector is going to perform, and that rub-off effect will definitely be there on Mindtree and Mastech. So please continue to hold both the companies.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Vineet. I hold clean signs and till 2 days back, the stock was sell on the website. But upon checking the stock by Sunil, it seemed to be have a technical glitch. So my humble request to the team is, can you just check once and verify, was it a technical glitch?
No, we have discussed this one. It looks like a technical glitch because if you look at our CFT is also saying zero. There is no quality, and even the technical indicator looks to be the. So we are looking into it, sir. We'll correct it, sir.
Sandeep is asking, what do you think Markets Mojo is big enough to play with the market sentiment? Your both multi-bagger, JNA, Excels, and Solar Industries increased significantly in the last Monday, and I have purchased 10% more. No, we are not big enough right now, Sandeep. I will tell you exactly when we are big enough, and when we are big enough, we will, trust me, there would be no subscription available on the site. We will not reach to that stage. Sometimes you can compliment us. Maybe our strategy on choosing the multi-bagger worked very well, because I know that when it doesn't work, then we get a flag for it. But I think our strategy of multi-bagger, and somebody has also said, do you look at potential of the business and all? I don't look at any potential of business moving forward. I look at the best formula that is worked very well in Markets Mojo environment. I exactly tell you the formula, I exactly implement the same formula, and then I take a stock. So that is the way that we maintain a tight list of 10 stocks in the multi-bagger portfolio. We've also created a multi-bagger portfolio so that we can review that portfolio whenever we do multi-bagger webinars. So Sandeep, it is good for us that JNA and Solar both has moved up. So congratulations to you, because you're the investor. I am just advisor. I can't invest. So I hope that we'll be able to create much more wealth on the multi-bagger portfolio.
There's this question from Mr. Avinash Dixit. Hello and good evening to everyone. My question is, when China faced various issues, including Evergrande, we in India were very optimistic about faster upstick in the economic recovery. However, now with India also facing serious power issues, request you to reading on how serious is the power issue in India. Is it going to impact the performance of corporate India in Q3 and Q4? Thank you.
I think the way government has been tackling this power crisis, I think is a heads off to them. They are putting in more rakes. They are basically moving power from coal from one place to another place. They are looking at how much quantity of coal and how many days they can, keep running their plant. So they are basically diverting where the situation is little emergency. They've allowed some of the captive power plants to sell coal, 50% of that in the open market. So yes, there will be some impact, no doubt about it. But impact is not what we have seen in China, number one. Number two, yes, next 30 days because of festive season, demand for power will be a little high in India. And normally the October is a time where the demand for power is a little high. But the moment winter comes in, that further the demand goes down. Am I right? And hence, I think it's a problem not for third and fourth quarter. It's a problem, if at all, only for next 30 days. After 30 days, no one will talk about coal shortage in India at least.
There's this question from Mr. Gaurav. He has written it in Hindi. Sir, Swaraj engine काफी दिनों से एक सीमित रेस में ट्रेड कर रहा है. इस स्टॉक पर आपकी क्या राय है? मुझे मालूम है आप कहेंगे कि आप निवेशित रहिए, पर मार्केट इतना ऊपर जाने के बाद भी ही स्टॉक कुछ पॉजिटिव मूवमेंट नहीं दिखा रहा है. आप उसका राय दे सकते हो क्या?
जरूर हम आपको राय देंगे गौरव जी. देखिए क्या होता है, कोई कंपनी जरूरी नहीं है कि जिस दिन आप लोग उससे उसी दिन से चलने लगे. कोई कंपनी थोड़ी स्लो चलती है, कोई कंपनी कोई फास्ट चलती है. अगर आप देखोगे ये स्वराज इंजन की बात कर लोगे तो कहीं ना कहीं उसने एक वीक में 4% का मुनाफा दे दिया है आपको. ओवरऑल मार्केट तो 4% नहीं गया है, लेकिन एक कंपनी में तो अभी यस मैं मानता हूँ वो 1 महीने में थोड़ा अंडर परफॉर्म किया है, उसने 3 महीने में थोड़ा अंडर परफॉर्म किया है, पर लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं उसमें अभी तेजी आ रही है. ये हमारा एक मोजो स्टॉक है, आप इस पे बने रहिए. ज्यादा इतना चिंता की कोई विषय है नहीं, बिकॉज ये कंपनी काफी सत्तर है. ये महिंद्रा ग्रुप की कंपनी है. ये अपने जो डीजल इंजन होते हैं ट्रैक्टर में वो सप्लाई करती है महिंद्रा का. और जो डिमांड आउटलुक है ट्रैक्टर इंडस्ट्रीज का काफी बढ़िया है, काफी सही है. तो कोई चिंता का कोई विषय नहीं है. प्लीज बने रहिए गौरव. मैं जानता हूँ आपने थोड़े ऊंचे भाव से लिए होगे तो आप थोड़े चिंतित होंगे, लेकिन चिंता करने की कोई वजह है नहीं है. प्लीज बने रहिए इसमें.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Chanda Kishan Chand for Mr. Mohit. I am retired and age 65. My investment is 40% in FD, 30% in mutual fund, and 10% in equity, and balance 20% as cash in my home. Please advise for any correction needed in the above allocation.
Sir, it all depends on what your financial goals are. According to me, 40% in FD, if I'm correct, getting it correct, and 20% in cash, according to me, is the same. It will have a negative interest rate yield because your inflations are much higher than your interest rates that you're earning on your FDs. So it is, I would say it is not the right allocation. I think that even if you're careful about, try and move your FD money into debt mutual funds. That at least will give you 3-4% more than purely parking in FD. If you want to maintain the same asset allocation of, I think you're at a 70-30 kind of a debt cash is 70-30. So I think it's a very conservative allocation. But having said that, my worry is that it's conservative is fine, but your allocation to FDs is only going to deter anything out there. So I would say that look at debt mutual funds and try and park maybe half of your FDs out there, or maybe 3/4 of your FDs out there, and I think your yield will become much better.
Okay. There's this question from Dr. Jay. So, what are your views on Hyderabad Industries Limited? It is one of Birla's business?
Yeah, it's a part of Birla Group company. You are right. It's a BK Birla. If not BK Birla, it's a CK Birla Group company, which also has a Orient Paper, Orient Cement in this one. So HIL in our system, let me see what is Hyderabad is basically showing it. It's a hold right now in our system. You can continue to hold. It's more into construction material, more in a cement section kind of a business. You can continue to hold right now, Hyderabad Industries.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Chatterjee. I am having GNA Axle and Hindalco in my model portfolio. Also, they are prospective multi-bagger stocks. Is applying skewed high investment in such stocks within the model portfolio advisable? I have around 12% exposure in total, and I have exposure in Tanfac and Roto Pumps as well in my personal portfolio. Is this exposure reasonable, or I need to trim a little bit from the microcap sector?
Would you like to take that?
I think I don't know your exposure to microcaps is how much. You've said that 10 to 12% on two stocks. I think that is fine. Why Sunil is giving it to me is primarily our views are different on this. So, and we are very open and transparent about our views. I personally feel that if you were to create multi-baggers, as we discussed in the last forum, then you need to start putting allocations to better performing stocks. And for me, a stock can even go to 30%. Sunil is of the view that the stock allocation should be strictly adhered to. So there are two thought processes out here. I'm of an aggressive category. Sunil is of a little moderate category out there.
Or conservative.
Or conservative out there. So you can choose one of us, the black t-shirt or the white t-shirt, and take a decision.
Okay. There's this question by Mr. Milind. Steel and cement form a large part of my model portfolio. What is the view on these sectors?
Both the sector looks a little promising. Of course, some of the cement players may see some input cost pressure because of crude oil prices have gone up, and due to that, the transportation cost will go up. So that's one. But most of the cement, not most, almost each and every cement companies have increased their price couple of days back, whether it's a western part, northern part, southern part, eastern part. And one more price hike is in the offing post Dussehra. So they should do well. Demand outlook is extremely good for the cement. So is the case with steel. So both the sectors should do well. If you look at our Mojo stocks, and if you look at the sector representation within the Mojo stock, steel and cement are basically very, very high. Number of companies are coming from cement and steel sector. That also gives an indication that these two sectors should do extremely well going forward also.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Viral. When in model portfolio appreciation comes, it reduces allowable investment limit. However, if I allowed to invest only 1 crore, I guess it should not calculate appreciation while calculating the allowable investment. On lighter note, I don't have 1 crore with me right now, but I have the 10-year subscription of the Markets Mojo plan. So expecting to make it 1 crore at least one day soon.
Point taken. We will take that into consideration. You are extremely technical and right in your point that the principal should be taken at 1 crore, not the actual, appreciation. It's a very valid point. I bow down to you. It is something that is extremely valid as a point. I'll make sure that that happens.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Dinesh Patil. I just paid 24,999 and the money is deducted from my account, but your website message is saying that there was an issue with your payment and my subscription is not extended. Can I use the same link for payment?
You will not believe when Sunil talks, I work. When I talk, then Sunil works. So I have the whole chat box in front of me. I've already raised the query to customer service. It will be processed immediately. So don't worry about it.
Okay, there's this question from one doctor. Hi Sunil sir, what are your expectations from RBI's monetary policy tomorrow?
I think we need to wait and watch because how they are looking at inflation. I think one very, not only for the RBI, but across the world. So remember one thing which I've observed in last, since global financial crisis happened, that all Reserve Bank governor, they are now synchronized in their action. And we saw New Zealand have increased the rate of interest hike. This is the first developed market to see the rate of interest being hiked. Federal Jerome Powell has basically given indication that they might raise the rate of interest by 2022. Now, inflation has remained a little sticky in India. In last monetary policy, RBI did revise their own guidance on inflation from 5.1% to 5.7% for FY22. And since then, I think the inflation trajectory has been a little more upward in nature. So we need to wait and watch. I would not be surprised if RBI does give an indication that forget about cutting the rate of interest. I think they might start hiking the rate of interest going forward. So we need to wait and watch, but definitely there could be a felt possibility that tomorrow we may see maybe 10 basis or 15 basis point hike in the reverse repo rate from RBI. We need to wait and watch. It's just a matter of less than 12 hours now. Not 12 hours, 15 or 16 hours right now. Just wait and watch. But I think commentary would be a little cautious. That's what my sense is right now.
Okay. Dinesh, I've already got a response from customer service quickly, less than 30 seconds. One transaction of 24,999 at 7:27 p.m. is showing unsuccessful in the CCC Avenue. Deducted amount will be refunded back to the by the bank itself. The payment didn't reach us. So you can make another payment. This payment will be refunded back to you by the bank.
Okay. There's this appreciation message from Mr. Amit for the Markets Mojo team. I had brought the Markets Mojo professional membership 7 months back. I had invested around 2 to 3 lakhs of money in my model portfolio, and today I could extend my membership for the next 3 years using the invested money. So it is really great that the model portfolio has really worked up a lot for me. Thank you so much, Markets Mojo team.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your appreciation.
Yeah, there's this question from Mr. Lakshmana. Hi, Sunil sir. Can you please comment your views on HCL Tech because it seems very undervalued?
So I absolutely subscribe to your views basically because if you look at this company, we recorded stock of the month. It did underperform for some period of time and started now doing extremely well post their first quarter numbers. And if you look at Mr. C. Vijay Kumar, CEO of the company, he did mention that our second quarter numbers will be much better than the first quarter numbers for the very simple reason that in the first quarter numbers, a lot of their engineers, either they got infected or their family got infected, and that did impact their output. Second thing, if you look at the Accenture, which declared the numbers, they came out with a very robust number and the commentary has been extremely good. And tomorrow TCS is going to declare numbers, which would also most probably will give a very similar kind of an outlook, future outlook. So putting all these three factors in mind, I think, yes, I subscribe to your views that HCL takes a lot of headroom to give capital appreciation to the investors. It's a mojo stock. You can go ahead and buy if you have not bought it.
Sunil, there's an excellent suggestion that has come from Hemal Mehta. He says that I appreciate your team is conducting webinar thrice a day. I'm not able to watch all sessions daily at the same time. Trust your model portfolio. My request is to have one weekly summary session for customers like me. So that, so what we'll do, I think it's an excellent idea. Hemal. What we'll do is that once a week, we'll do a summary of whatever we presented through the week. Sunil and me will summarize our individual sessions to you over a presentation, and we will tell you what was the summary of the whole week so that, in case you guys miss out at the end of the week on a weekend, you can at least catch up. So it's an excellent suggestion. Thanks, Emil.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Raj Jalan. Is it a good strategy to sell our model portfolio as soon as it reaches 40% gain and generate a new portfolio with the same principal amount plus the gain? Is it
I
advisable?
don't, no, sir. I don't know what makes you believe that this strategy will work for you? I don't understand, sir. What is the 40%? Whether this 40% threshold comes, I don't think so. Please follow our advice because we believe that many stocks which we are holding in model portfolio has a great potential. Why 40%? Some of the stocks are given 500% return. And I don't want you to basically lose out on that opportunity. Please follow our advice in a disciplined manner. Don't put any kind of a barrier that 40% threshold, that 40% ho gaya, I must exit. Don't do that, sir.
Okay. There's this question from few investors. Can you tell me the link between Nifty and crude oil prices? How are they going to impact each other?
See, historically, if you look at it, whenever the crude oil price surge, the market tank. Am I right? Because India has been one of the largest. If you look at our import bill, crude oil has been the biggest import item. But over the years, that linkage has been started. There is a correlation has been going down. In fact, it's a very classical example. When Nifty went down in March 2020, the what we call the crude was also in a negative zone. Am I right? And then the Nifty started moving up and the crude oil started moving up. So previously what used to happen when the crude oil price used to go up, the Nifty would come down because of impact on this one. Right now, there is no, to be very frank, there is no impact at all. Unless we see a crude going above $120 or something, then yes, Nifty could correct significantly. Otherwise, I don't think there is any correlation. And even if you look at our import bill of a crude, in a total this one and the kind of export today, I think our IT software export is much bigger than the crude oil bill. Okay, so overall impact of crude on Indian economy has been every year has been coming down. So not at all, no impact at all, according to me.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Rohit Agarwal. I'm invested in lots of Mojo stock. I'm not a trader. Recently, I subscribed to Markets Mojo for swing trading. Your views regarding whether swing trading is good for investment or only for traders?
Sir, the word itself says swing trading. That itself defines it's good for the trader, not for the investor. So am I right? And as Mohit was explaining you in the beginning of the webinar, when someone asked question about technical, we are working on a product based on technical, which will help you to do swing trading. So Mojo stocks are not for swing trading; it's meant for investment. So.
Okay. There are a few more investors who are saying that I have taken membership till 2040. I'm right now 74 years. I have also applied for the HNI. Please, you all accept my request. There are many questions like that. There are a few questions on the cement sector, and they're asking your views on it.
I just responded when someone asked me about my view on steel and cement. I said we are bullish on cement. There are many Mojo stocks which are from cement sector. That gives us a confidence that it should do well. And with this, the very fact that some of the cement players, not some, each and every company has increased the price of cement in last couple of days, and more price hike is coming post the SEDA. So that I think many of the cement companies will not only see volume growth, but also the realization growth. And their EBITDA per ton may expand going forward. That's what our sense is.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Amit Kumar. Would your technical product include commodity section as well?
Not immediately, but going forward, yes, it can.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Rezaul. Sir, I'm holding JSW Steel in my portfolio from the last 4 months. The stock didn't move much. Please share your thoughts on the stock with respect to the current China situation. I'm a Mojo professional member till 2028.
So please continue to hold. I do understand that JSW Steel, JSW Steel had some problem that market did not like it. And the one reason was that the paint business, there was a concern that why steel companies putting allocation to the paint business. And the Pal Jindal, the son of Sajjan Jindal, did make an explanation that that's not going to happen. They are not going to allocate more money. The Dolvi plant recently went on stream of JSW Steel. So yes, it is underperformed, but going forward, it's going to outperform. JSW Steel is our Mojo stock, and we are very confident that it will give positive returns to the investors.
Okay. There's this question from an anonymous attendee. AFL and IRCTC have been a hold in the Markets Mojo system. Recently, they have had a super rally though. Can your team please analyze why is there a divergence in that?
So remember,
AFL and IRCTC.
there is some kind of a echo I'm getting. Mohit, I think maybe you need to put yourself on a mute.
No. It is your site. If you're on the site, you have to, the live webinar is going on. You have to go down and pause that live webinar.
Hello.
Mohit, I can see a lot of questions on, can I meet you in Dubai? I don't know. I've seen a lot of questions like that from Mr. Subhashish. I'm from Dubai and can I have a face-to-face interaction with Mr.
Hello, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for all the investor friends who are in Dubai, I am coming to Dubai on the 1st of November. I'll be there till the 4th evening. So if you write to me, what we can do is we can all meet together somewhere. So I'll let you know. I've already booked on the 1st of November to 4th of November.
Till then, I'll just ask you, Mohit, one more question. There is a suggestion by Mr. Sanjay Mittal. Can you send us a 2-year extension plan or a 5-year extension combo plan rather than paying the same link again and again? Is that possible?
No, this is a 2-year extension plan only. So 19,999, if you take this plan, it will extend. If you are a member for say 2 years and you buy the 19,999 plan, it will become 4 years.
No. His question is not like that. His question is like, rather than paying again and again on the same link, can I have a combo like a link like for 5 years, for 10 years?
Okay, point taken. We'll make that link and send it across.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Sohail. Can we create a model portfolio under the technical product?
Can we create the
model portfolio in the technical product?
It is our dream to do that. So we are already started working on in terms of whether we can create a model portfolio where we will advise on the technical positions that you need to take. So we are in process of looking at that. So, thank you so much for your suggestion, but we're looking at that. Jacob Jose has written, Mohit, could you please tell me where to find the multi-bagger portfolio on the Mojo site? Multi-bagger portfolio is not available on the Mojo site. It is something that I started around 5 weeks back. I do once a week or once in 2 weeks a webinar on that where we look at new multi-baggers. We check the performance of the old ones. We already have 10 multi-baggers in the list. You can go to the feedback session and you can ask for the video and it will update you on that. So we've still not launched multi-bagger fully on the site.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Babosni. I have put 95% of my net worth in equity, having no loss and currently making around 50 to 60% CAGR by following Market Mojo advice in an aggressive way. I'm currently at the age of 40. Is it wrong or is it risky? What is your take on it?
There is nothing wrong or right. First of all, I think at the age of 40, if you're creating something which is an aggressive approach, I think I will fully subscribe to that. You just have to make sure 3-4 things. One is that you're not taking any leverage. You're not taking any loan to invest. Number 2 is that you're not, typically looking at this as a cash account or a FD account that you will keep taking out. So keep your contingency money, the money that you may require separately, so you can let this money grow. And number 3 is that do investment rather than trading, because that is the only way or the surest way to make money in the long run. If you're following these 3, I think an aggressive approach at the age of 40 is perfectly fine. I think it's a beautiful approach to have. There's nothing wrong in it.
Okay, Mohit, I think there's some issue with the payment link because there are few investors who are like, my payment is not reflecting in the invoice. Today I tried extending for 2 years, for 4 years. I think there's some issue with the payment link.
Okay, we'll check that out and we will send you all a mail with the payment link. We'll hold the prices. So Adrian, after this webinar, please make sure that you send a mail to all the participants with the same offer.
Okay, no issues.
After checking the payment link.
Okay, fine. There's this question. There are many Mojo petrochemical stocks like Tamil Nadu Petro, Andhra Petro, IG Petrochem. Out of curiosity, what actually is the petrochemical business and what product do they actually make?
So I think, sir, each one may basically manufacture various products. I think there's not a right platform where I can discuss each one with you. So what we can do, you can just drop an email and we'll send you a very detailed note on that. Number 1. Number 2, if you go to our website and click on Verdict, of each and every company. There you will get a lot of idea about what this company, each one manufacture, what kind of product, and that will really help you to understand what it is. Remember, these products are also really technical in nature, and you will be able to understand where they go into, because these are not the product which you and me would consume on a day-to-day basis. These are more B2B products which get consumed by industries, which in turn basically use these products to manufacture some other products. But if you are interested, go to Wardic, or you can write back to us and we'll give you a very detailed note on each and every company, what kind of product they manufacture.
Okay, there's this appreciation message for the Mojo team from Mr. Varun Vijay. Sir, I found the webinar really interesting and want to work with fantastic team. I am an IIM graduate and learning a lot.
Thank you.
He has messaged the same message like 4 to 5 times.
You want to work with the team, Sunil? You're saying thank you, but I think he's looking for joining Markets Mojo.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So welcome, sir. Please send your CV. We'll be more than happy to have.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it. Please send it to us. We are always hiring.
There's this question from Mr. Avinash Dixit. I have this question for Mr. Sunil. Sir, when you say booking profit is always a good idea and should be done regularly, in this regard, for model portfolio, Mojo prescribes a clear exit. But in case of a personal portfolio, there is never a clear advice to book profit or not. Message we get in the Mojo was downgraded a certain stock and also say that either we may hold or move to a high rated stock. Is this a message to book profit?
No, that's not a message to book profit. What you should do, sir, is that you go to Markets Mojo website, go to Portfolio Optimizer, and Portfolio Optimizer will give you clear-cut message which company you should continue to hold and which company you should move out with, including booking profit. So, sir, do that. This information that we are sending you is just for your information. Not necessarily that you need to act on each and every information that we shared with you. Portfolio Optimizer is the right tool for on your existing portfolio to take a call on when to book profit.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Sandeep. Hello, Dr. Mohit. I have subscribed for the InfinHub a couple of months back, but I'm facing some issues with it. Who should I reach out to if I have any complaint? Because I'm waiting for the solution.
Write on the feedback session, or Adrian, please give him your email address. Write it to us. We are continuously looking at anything that is going wrong. If there's anything that you're finding that way, please write to us.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Zafar. I'm a Mojo member till 2027. Please share your views on book profit and book profits. Why not to book profit when markets contracts? Emails are not. One second. That is the entire question. I'm a Mojo member till 2027. Please share your views on book profit and book profits. Why not to book profit when the market contracts?
Sir, we don't know. So let me first thing. It's always good to have a book profit than the book book profit than the book profit. Am I right? Because it doesn't make sense that profit remains always on the paper. It should convert into a cash and bank balance. Am I right? Number one. Number two. Now we are saying when the market contracts, no one knows, sir, when the market will contract. Am I right? Ultimately, what matters to you is the stock you hold, and we advise you when to book profit, sir. So if you are at Markets Mojo, and since you are a member of Markets Mojo, we will tell you how to convert book profit into book profit. So don't worry, we will guide you, sir, on our model portfolio and our portfolio optimizer also.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Riket. Hi, Mohit, sir. I would like to buy a microcap company share. Which one should I buy at the current levels from the 3 Mojo stock? Can you please advise Mr. Mohit?
Sir, I will only look at the way that I look at the site. You go to microcaps in Mojo stocks, look at the date of entry, and look at the highest rated stock. So that's how I typically look at. The only thing that I'll tell you that I don't look at price appreciation. I look at, typically on the company page, there are 3-4 things that you need to look at on a company page. If I may just take 2 minutes, Sunil, if you're that.
Yes, sir.
I'll just show you what I look at, and if you can follow that, I think things will get better. If I go to, say, Markets Mojo, and if I go to top stock picks, if I go to microcap, things that you need to look at on a company page. If I may just take, so you have these 3 microcaps right now. Tenfac is 82. Clearly, there is a difference in between vinyl and roto pumps. Returns have been excellent. If you see 10FAC, we added just 1 month and 21 days back. It has given a 93% return. 91%. Be very careful. These are micro caps. These are jumping monkeys. These guys can go either ways. And Rotopumps has done 35% in just about 24 days, right? So if I were to look at any of this, I will go to the company page. I'm giving you a very quick guide, right? So that you guys are with me on this. So first of all is I read the summary here. It's a strong buy. It's a 82. I go to return section. I look at consistency of returns. Now, since this stock has already given 90% odd return, typically for me, the evaluation will be 6 months YTD, 1 year, 2 year. Now, if you look at 3-year period, 4-year, 5-year, 10-year period, the stock has done well. I also try and figure out in these markets, what is the risk return. So this is one of my favorite slides, which is it's a high risk and high return stock. Subsequently, I go to the financial trend and I look at the correlation that we have. So if you see the correlation, it works very well in the negative quarters. These were the 5 quarters where the stock, where the fundamentals were not that great. But there is a huge turnaround that has happened, which is from -2, it has gone to 33, and look at the stock price, it has gone up. It still doesn't give me the confidence that it is a consistent quarter on quarter good result giving company. Hence, then I will go and look at the financials. I look at their annual trends, quarterly trends. It gives me a fair idea in terms of where the growth is. I go to shareholding. I look at if there is any pledge holdings. So the pledge holdings is none. Mutual funds give me some confidence. It's a micro cap, but it's not obviously held by anybody out here. Tamil Nadu Industrial Government, 26%. So this is the way I look at a particular company. I also look at the technicals to tell me when was the, so technical turned bullish from mildly bullish at a price of 290. It is still in a bullish state. From 290, it has gone to 730. It is still in a bullish phase. And the most important thing that you need to look at when you're looking at any of the stocks in Mojo stocks, which is a given, it will come, is the quality. It looks as management risk is fine, growth is fine, capital structure is fine. So that's how I typically look at. But typically follow the score. If the score is out there and hanging on out there, then I think you should look at investing. Since it is appreciated a lot, I would typically wait for the quarterly result, because the quarterly result seems to be a little jerky. Right? As I said, it looks like a little jerky because it has just been 1 quarter where the stock has given this. But otherwise, if you see, it has been it looks like a turnaround story, and that is what is reflecting in the price. So just do these 4 or 5 points and you will get inclination out there.
There's this question from Mr. Rakesh. I have currently 1 crore with me. Should I invest the entire sum or should I invest part by part, considering the current market scenario?
I would say that you should get in with around 20-25 lakhs right now. If you have 1 crore, you should wait for the result season to come in, because a lot will be dependent in the next 2-3 months. And I think with every 4-5% dip, if it comes in, you should put in another 20-25 lakhs. So I would have a 4 quarter or a 4 tranche, not quarter, 4 tranche investment philosophy if you're investing now, because you have the advantage of seeing the market over the next 2-3 months. But don't miss getting into the market completely. So you should get in with around 20-25 lakhs, wait for a month, and then try and see where the markets are. Maybe you can invest another say 15-20 at that time. So stagger it over 3-4 months.
Okay, there are many questions from investors. Hi Mohit, I'm a Mojo subscriber till 2040. Will I be able to convert the same membership to an HNI one?
No.
Can this be done?
HNI is a different product altogether. None of the Mojo memberships will be converted into HNI. Having said that, whatever you paid for your Mojo professional memberships will be deducted from the HNI product as a full discount, 100% discount. So if you already paid, say, for next 5 years and you're taking the HNI service, whatever the price out there is, we will deduct the amount that you've already paid us for Mojo professional membership. You cannot convert it, but that amount will fully get deducted. which according to me is a huge benefit that we're offering. No company offers, benefit of what you paid on Mojo professional service to be offset against the pricing of HNI.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Deepesh Desai. Hi, Mohit sir. I'm taking the membership till 2045. My personal portfolio around 1 year return is around 55%. Wanted to switch to a model portfolio, but as Mohit said in his previous webinars, जो चलता है उसको चलने दो. When should I consider to switch to normal portfolio from normal portfolio to model portfolio?
Yeah, you're right. मैंने बोला जब जो चलता है उसको चलने दो is absolutely right, but you should also see the model portfolio returns versus your personal portfolio returns. See, what happens is that if our portfolios have given 78, 79% return and you've got a 50, 55% return, you've got good returns, but having said that, you missed out on 20% return. So what you have to look at is that, for that matter, even 20% is great because, it is working. But is it working that well? See, when the benefit of Mojo Professional membership is that you have a model portfolio, you have the returns out there, you can see what we're doing. I've always subscribed to one fact that if you guys are generating better returns, manage your personal portfolios through our Mojo stocks and strong buys and all. If you've not done better returns, move it to model portfolio completely unemotionally. So the way I will look at it is that I will say, okay, what is Markets Mojo's 1 year performance? Let's say that 1 year performance is 78%. What have I generated? 55%. It is not that good. Let me shift out because there is no point me losing out over a period of time, and 20% margin or 25% margin is a huge margin to lose by, right? So that's how you need to look at it.
Okay, there's this appreciation message from Dr. Jay. Thank you so much, Mohit sir and Sunil sir, for guiding and supporting us by coming in front of us every single day. The way you handle our frustrations, especially during chaos like market fall, and the way you calm our nerves is just amazing. You're the best advisee who are very genuine. I feel Markets Mojo like a family and a best friend whom I can trust forever. That's why I extended my advisory till I reach 60. That is till 2046. Thank you, sir. I love you guys a lot. And I'll be also sharing the same link to all my friends and family members so that they can also create that trust with Markets Mojo. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Jay. Thank you so much. It is a very humbling feedback that you've given us. Trust us, we are putting our 200%, our whole team member, as well as we are the face of the organization. So we come, but every team member is putting 200% to come up to your expectations. The only thing that we will tell you is that we will be there more when the times are bad than the times are good. This is a time where the investors have to take a leap. We have taken a personal challenge to make sure that investors take a leap of faith on advisors who are trusted advisors who are not there to just try and amass their personal wealth. We have grown like that right from day one. We haven't taken anybody's money. We have invested our own capital to create this company. We plug back our profits back into this company. We are taking feedback from you on how to improve, and we always believe that our goodwill is in generating returns. And even if we can't generate returns, see, not every advisor is able to generate returns all the time. But even when we don't generate returns, we should hold your hands very tight, because there are things that we can do, there are things that we can't do. But what we can do is always be in front of you. That is something that we will always do. So thank you so much. It's a very it's a great appreciation. Thank you to Dr. Jay.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Luis Fernandez. I have created a multi-bagger portfolio for around rupees 10 lakhs. How can I increase the allocation to this multi-bagger portfolio as I am a Markets Mojo member till 2027?
Same proportion that you've invested, that 10 lakhs. I am not going to go deeper on this. But if you're following the multi-bagger scheme of things with me personally, this is the portfolio. A lot of you guys wanted to see it. I'm going to just show it to you for quickly 2 seconds. So we keep making sure that the allocations change every week or whenever we do the webinar once in 2 weeks. Yeah. So this is the portfolio. If you see, we are only there in buys and strong buys. We are there in all Mojo stocks, but we pick up one stock a week, and we are doing disproportionate allocations now to the upward averaging concept. The last time we did an upward averaging concept in, I think we did that in GNA Excels. Yeah, at 30%. So if you see here, we increase the allocation. So you need to follow the same allocation. I also did a 10 lakh demo portfolio so that you guys can replicate this portfolio and increase allocations out there. I'm personally monitoring this portfolio so that if there's any change, I'll immediately come to you. But this is the portfolio that is available, and I track this on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Ajoy. Mohit sir, please let us know when can we have portfolio tracker for Infinhub, as I'm an Infinhub subscriber till 2025.
It is in the testing phase. I think it will go live in the next couple of days.
Okay, there's question, a lot of investors asking about the HNI again. So he's asking to explain the HNI product for the one last time. I want to move to HNI and planning around investing 3 to 5 crores.
See, after this call, I typically just go to sleep because I get so tired. Because some of you guys, I think, join in the beginning and some guys join in middle and end, and that's why the questions become very repetitive. We are doing a detailed HNI presentation on Sunday. It's our official launch date where we'll not launch the product, but we'll pre-launch the product for applications to come in. HNI product is based on two fundamentals. One is that we will create a portfolio which is a personalized portfolio for all investors. It is supposed to be a high risk portfolio where we are trying to achieve much more than what we have on the model portfolio. And hence we need maturity of investors out there. People who are ready to stay for a long while. People who are ready to follow our philosophy for a long while. That's number one. Number two is personal attention. So as we address thousands of customers on this particular call, me and Sunil and our team that we are developing, we are going to make sure that we review your portfolios face to face, one-on-one, and give you that 1 hour, 2 hour time, so that we can not just look at that one model portfolio, but we can address all your, so you may invest, say, for example, 1 crore in a portfolio, but you may have 50 crores lying outside. I'm just giving an example. Don't get scared that I'm talking to only 50 crore customers. Then we can advise you on the full 50 crores rather than just talk about that 1 crore. So obviously, we are not going to charge you for that 50 crores. So it is a huge personal attention platform that we are getting together so that we become your personal advisors who are suggesting you on a day-to-day basis on your personal portfolios as well as on the model portfolio that you take, which will be a high-risk portfolio, much more aggressive than what we've got on the site today.
There's this question from Mr. Vineet. What are your views on credit rating companies? I hold CRISIL and CARE Rating.
I think I would request you just look at the score, what is available on the website. So I don't have any specific view on whether it's a CARE or CRISIL, because when the economy does well, I think the rating business also does well, because a lot of people want to then borrow money to fund their capex and so on and so forth. They would need more working capital to fund their working capital also. So it's normally a good time for them, but just go with the score that is available on the website and you can take a call on that.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Sridhar. There are few stocks such as Indian Hotels is a strong sell. It is strong sell because of past performance due to COVID situation, but this stock may perform post-COVID. So is it that we are losing a golden opportunity? Do you agree, Mr. Sunil?
No, your point is very fair. What we are suggesting is very fair, but that's how the system has been defined. So yes, the way our system has been defined, yes, there could be some companies which we are not able to, for example, turnaround companies. We don't claim that we are able to identify the turnaround companies, this one. But once it turnarounds, and if our system says it's going to do well, we will be able to pick up that company, and that company can give you a lot of capital option going forward. So what you are saying is right. I agree with you. That's a flow that we have in our system as we speak.
Okay. There's a question from Mr. Chandy. I have Bata in my portfolio and it is a sell, but stock is hitting the 52-week high every single day. Same has happened with few other stocks. Please advise how should I look into the situation?
So, sir, when we advise you to get out of one particular company, we do also suggest another company, am I right, sir? And if that other company is doing well, then you are not worse off by getting out of that company, isn't it, sir? So my advice to you, please follow our advice. Having said that, yes, there will be some times where we may, what we call, go wrong, because as we said, we just go right only 80% of the time, 20% of the time we do go wrong. And hence, suggestion is that please follow our advice in a disciplined manner, and you should be fine. So Bata, we ask you to get out, but we must have definitely advised some other company to replace with. and look at how that company performed.
Okay. There's this question from Ms. Mamta. In my personal portfolio, there are many buy and strong buys, but not a Mojo stock. Should I exit them at a good profit and reinvest in Mojo stock or a multi-bagger stock? By Ms. Mamta.
No, it's in a modern portfolio.
No, in my personal portfolio.
They are all Mojo stock. As long as it's a Mojo stock, you should continue to hold, man. There is no problem with that. If they're not a Mojo stock, then yes, you can make an exit.
No. What she's saying is that she's not got any Mojo stock. She's only got buys and strong buys, but none of the stocks are Mojo stocks.
Oh, God. Okay. Then you.
Yeah, I think you should do that. Yeah, I think Mamta, you can also follow the multi-bagger approach that I'm creating. You can follow that as well, but you can definitely do that.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Sandeep for Dr. Mohit. Sir, huge IPO is coming in pipeline. Historically, market has reacted very sharply. What is your opinion, sir, on that? Do you invest in IPOs? Dr. Mohit.
No, I invest when the trend is set. I don't invest in IPOs. There are IPOs that can create a big hustle in the market, because Sunil was telling me the other day, and I think I was meeting with the CEO of a broking company, and he was saying that I don't know what is happening. Paytm IPO is coming out, and they've written in their prospectus, Sunil, that for a foreseeable future, we don't see any profits. So we are reaching to a stage where companies are coming out with negative P&Ls. I don't know how that will turn out. I always have suspected the maturity of the investors, as well as the market, as well as the promoters, to run company when their personal stakes are less than 5%, 10%, with the same passion, and create long-term wealth over 5-10 years by running a company which is a loss-making company. So there is a very interesting era we are there in. Sunil, your views?
No, I think Mohit, what you said is right, but I think so I think Mohit, we also need to understand that the new investor is not the one who basically look at the bottom line as a criteria to invest it. They are looking at the future growth, the winner takes it all kind of a scenario. And people do believe that a company like Paytm may be able to do that. But coming back to the question that you asked, basically, that is that a danger sign? Doesn't look like. Yes, what you're saying is right, that historically, when company like Reliance Power coming out with a very big IPO, market did tank, and that happened something similar in year 2000 also. But I don't think that's going to happen this time. So we'll have more Paytm coming, LIC coming, and some more mega IPO coming in. But what worked in the past, in the sense that whenever some big IPO coming in, and that spoiled the market sentiment, I don't think we have reached that state till now. That can happen. So please, in fact, a lot of you people suggested or alluded to that kind of a situation when Zomato came out with an IPO, and you people came to conclusion that market will crash once the Zomato IPO is over. Nothing has that sort of happened. So I don't think that will going to happen with company like Paytm also.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Jayesh. It's again related to an IPO named Paras Defense. He's telling us that the defense sector has a lot of scope in the coming few years, but why is it not rated in Mojo stocks as of now?
It's a newly listed IPO, and as I was explaining to someone that in our system, it does take some time to rate the IPO, because we don't have a technical analysis to run, because there's no historical data available of that company to run a technical dot. And say the same way, we don't have the quarterly financial performance of that company to run a CFT on that company. That's why they don't get rated on our this one. Once we have enough data, they will get start rated on our websites.
Okay, there's this question from Mr. Saurav Verma. Sunil, sir, your view on JM Financial, brought it during when it was a Mojo stock. Should we add more if it goes down, considering a lot of IPOs coming up?
So we have a very simple philosophy. Do not try to catch falling knives. If at all you need to do averaging, you need to do averaging on the upside. JM Financial is a Mojo stock. It was a Mojo stock. Yes, it has come down by about 10 to 11% after becoming a Mojo stock. Please continue to hold if you bought it, but don't do averaging. And I agree with you that new IPOs are coming. A lot of places, JM is a merchant banker, and it will add to their top line. They are also into wholesale banking in terms of the mortgage loan. And I think that business should also do well. So just wait for the results to come out, and that will give more idea about how they're going to perform. But right now, it's a Mojo stock. Please continue to hold.
Okay. There's this question from Mr. Suresh. Now that the COVID vaccine, etc., is done completely, what are the views on pharma sector?
I think pharma sector has a two challenge. One challenge is on the US side. They are basically some of the what we call generic products have come facing a pricing pressure, and that's going to impact their margin. We have seen that with Alembic Pharma. We have seen that with Lupin, and there are many more companies like this. On the other hand, there are some companies who are doing extremely well because the product segment is very, very good. Number two, I think the problem some of these pharma companies are facing because of some input cost. Some of these bulk drugs that normally comes from the China is either facing a higher prices or not available. And number three, those who are in India. So many of this, there's a two therapy in pharma, acute and the chronic. And both the therapy have started doing extremely well. If you look at the data which comes out from IPM every month, many companies have seen growth both in acute as well as chronic therapy. So that gives a lot of hope that the pharma companies, those who are focused on domestic, they should also do well. Many of these pharmaceutical companies have also increased the price. Of course, something to pass on the hike in the input cost also. And previously, what used to happen when this COVID was there, a lot of people postponed their visit to the doctor or for the operations. That is no longer the case. In fact, I'll give you a very classical example. My mother got operated very recently in HN Reliance Hospital. And after she got operated, there were no rooms available for her to shift to the room which we wanted to go shift to. And she was put to the recovery room for almost 4 to 5 hours. And in the evening, she got operated in the morning. She got shifted to her room only in the evening. Why? Because the hospital was full. And HN Reliance is a very big hospital in Bombay. So that's what has happened. And I think we do have some of the participants who are doctors, and they can vouch that number of patients coming to their clinic is going up. That's beneficial for the pharmaceutical company. So that's what the view is, little mixed. Some companies will do well. Some companies will face some lot of pressure because of input cost and because of what is happening in the US market in terms of the generic prices.
To answer your question, I do multi-bagger information myself personally. We don't send any mails or alerts on that. But you can watch out for my multi-bagger webinars where we go through the whole list, we review the whole list, and then we suggest any changes on that. So I do it personally with all the investors who are keen on multi-baggers.
Okay. There's this question from Captain Frank to Mr. Mohit. These three big risks matter most for stocks right now. First, stagflation risk. The chances of pro-cyclical inflation turning counter-cyclical are growing and raise the specter of the S word. A bursting Chinese property bubble Evergrande downfall may not be as a layman moment, but China's growth will definitely take a hit. And the third one being the tighter monetary policy. Lifting assets since March 2020, its absence will prove a headwind for both stocks and bonds. What is your opinion on this?
I look at Sunil on this one. I have already, Captain Frank, I have already done a presentation on this. So I would like to also hear Sunil's view. I had covered most of these points. I think the first one I didn't cover, but both the others I definitely covered.
I think what you are saying is right, that stagflation is a possibility. I think economist or someone, or maybe the Baron did a cover story on that. And maybe we are staring at the stagflation. Right now, it's a little too early, too premature to come to that conclusion that it's there. China, I think, yes. See, remember, Chinese governments are not foolish, So we do understand Evergrande is an issue. There's one more firm that defaulted, another real estate firm that defaulted on this one. But they will come out with some measures to ensure that it doesn't blow out of a situation. So I would not like to believe that China will sit idle and do no policy action to counter cyclical measures, introduce some measures which will basically reduce the impact of issue like Evergrande. And number three, I think the tighter monetary policy, I think market has already discounting that. It's not that this factor is not known to them. In fact, everyone knows aware that eventually we need to go back to that kind of a monetary policy. How market reacts to this, it's a little too premature to do that. But right now, it doesn't give any factor. Now, coming back to the India as this one, I think India would be the shining example for the very simple reason. I'll tell you why, and I'll take some little more time to explain on that. See, Indian balance sheets are deleveraged. Indian companies, corporates have done basically a lot of cost restructuring, and that will basically make them lean and fit. Number three, China plus one policy and government PLI scheme, government ease of doing reforms, no corruption. No, since 2014, this government has not faced a single corruption issue. In other words, more FII, more FDI coming in. And that, so even if the global economy has to face some kind of headwinds, of course, Indian economy will face some problem due to that. But India will come out as a much brighter star in the scheme of the things. If you remember, in Jan 2020, Indian market has been the best performing market even as compared to US. And one of the reasons is this, because purely because of India inherent advantage which we have today, and that's because that's going to work as a tailwind rather than headwind. So I'm extremely bullish on the Indian market, Indian economy.
Okay. There's this question from Varun from the YouTube chat box. Hi, sir. Market Mojo is ideal for portfolio size of 1 crore, 5 crore, or 10 crore. Then his question says that I am not able to convince myself to sell HDFC and invest in NIIT for the rupees 1 crore worth. Is it one of the 10 shares in my model portfolio? What is your views on it?
Who's told you that Markets Mojo is only fit for 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore? I don't know where you get this formula from. We start model portfolios as low as 1 lakh. I think majority of our client base is less than 1 crore who's parked in the model portfolio. So that is not the right way of putting it. You can, there are a lot of investors today. I think we take pride in one thing, that we have a lot of small investors where we are helping them and helping them as equal to as customers who are in excess of 20 crores with us. We treat 1 lakh and 20 crores in terms of our service line exactly the same. So that is, you can start investing from 1 lakh onwards. So it's not a portfolio where you only have 1, 2, 5 crores. Sunil, you want to take the second one?
What was the second question? Sorry, I missed that part.
I think it's on HDFC Bank.
Sir, don't bring in your human emotions. In fact, I distinctly recollect I was doing one webinar with one of the broking firm, and this gentleman was basically a very senior person in that broking firm. And he used Markets Mojo as a product. And when we asked him to get out of HDFC Bank, he got a little agitated. He got emotionally attached. And then I spoke to him after 6 months. He said, sir, your call was very much right. In fact, I made a mistake by not getting out of an HDFC Bank. So yes, don't get too much emotions. Please get out of HDFC Bank. Yes, it has done well, no doubt about it. But not necessarily that it will going to perform very well. Remember, the one sector that has underperformed significantly from January 2020 till now is the banking sector. And that banking sector also includes HDFC Bank. It's a worst performing sector since January 2020. Of course, there are people who come and explain you, if the Indian economy has to do well, banking has to do well. Not necessarily, sir. India spent a huge amount of money on infrastructure since 2008. Am I right? Whether it's for the UPA government, it's an NDA government. And if you look at from 2008 to 2021, infrastructure underperformed. So not necessarily that people basically make you believe that if this is so, this will definitely work. That's not the case. So please get out of HDFC Bank if our system is suggesting you, and get into NIIT because the system is suggesting you to do that. Please do that.
Okay, Mohit and Sunil, actually we're done with the Q&A.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I really apologize for payment drops. I know you were trying to pay and some of the payments dropped. You can try again. Adrian, please send a mail to everybody with the payment link so that,
I'll do that. We'll just check it first and then.
Yeah, just check it first and then send it across. So guys, you can do it after the webinar, after your dinner, obviously. With that note, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for attending this event. I have dropped the links as requested by Mr. Sunil and Mr. Mohit. Also dropping another link for the upcoming webinar tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. by Sunil sir, where he'll be explaining formulas to create market beating returns, and will also explain few strategies to get successful in the market. Looking forward to seeing you attend the upcoming webinar as well. Thank you and goodbye.